Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have any audio? Can you hear me? Okay, thanks. Hello, everyone. This is Marilyn, and it is 12 noon. Time for the noontime edition of Welcome to My World for the 17th of February, which is a Wednesday. Normally, we have crude oil inventory on Wednesdays, but because of the holiday on Monday, they move it to Thursday, so we'll have that tomorrow. These markets have all been really active today, so I hope everybody was able to capture some really successful trades. The indices this morning, they were all up and up and up overnight, and then earlier this morning, TF seemed to be the only one that was really headed up in one 30-minute block, and then the other three caught up, and they've been going up ever since. They're starting to back off a little bit, but that's a lot of contracts that were long. So about this time, which is lunchtime in the main zoo, you would expect some of these contracts to start unwinding. This afternoon at 2 o'clock, be sure you have this very firmly planted in your mind. 2 o'clock this afternoon will be the FOMAC minutes, will be released. And sometimes that can cause, especially the indices and the bonds, to move a little. So pay attention. 2 o'clock. Be very cautious about putting a trade on at something like 155 that you think you're going to leave on for a little bit. Best wait and see how the markets respond to those minutes. So the Canadian dollar has also been up, and so has the Aussie dollar. The US dollar, unfortunately, wasn't nearly as happy today. But if you were trading the Forex pairs, which I know there are some traders in here that do that, you should have had a really nice morning. Everything moved. Bonds, it's been in a tremendous trend all morning. So we've got people who are posting their trades on the new Alchemy. So don't hesitate to, if you are new and you have not yet downloaded Jing, which is a little freebie, that's what most of us use in here to post charts. Just be sure when you do, you take it all the way from the upper left-hand corner clear to the bottom of the right-hand corner, so the full chart is captured. Otherwise, we don't have any idea of what the settings are and what market you're in and what time of day you're referring to. So that's kind of the little tip of the moment. We have the crude oil contracts are trading just about 50-50. Well, they're a little bit heavier on the March, but not too much. By this afternoon, they'll probably go to darn close to 50-50. The reason I rolled the futures contract today is because I do not want to be doing that tomorrow with the inventory report. I think it's a little better idea to get that out of the way and just handle one volatility thing at a time instead of adding to it. The March contract will trade until Friday, but it will start to unwind. And right now, this April contract is trading a little bit higher in price. We've also got the Brent has come up significantly. It's coming up to about 34.50. So We'll see what happens with that. I usually monitor the VIX to get a feel for how bullish the indices might be. Right now, the VIX is trading 2285. It was up to 28. Normally, when the markets are feeling calm and confident, the VIX is down to around 15. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of how to gauge that. It's sort of like a thermometer for the markets. Take their temperature and see how hot or cold they may be running. Some of you trade beans and corn on the Nadex, and this morning at the open of those markets, that first 30 minutes, they both just bolted straight up. So those can be good. Those can be good trades, especially if you. I mean, you can trade them in futures too, but a lot of people, I think, come to Apex for the Nadex trades. So anyway, tomorrow we're going to have a really busy day. Don't forget this 2 o'clock FOMAC, because that's super important. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have the Philly Fed manufacturing, and we've got CAD wholesale. And then we have the glorious number for the U.S. tomorrow, the claimed unemployment. They've got that forecast for 275. We'll see. We'll see about that. I remain skeptical. 10 a.m., we've got CB leading index, and 10:30 is nat gas, and 11 is crude oil tomorrow. And I'll put a little sign up on my chart for tomorrow. 2 p.m. today, Abdul, is the FOMAC minutes release. They have scheduled that, and that can affect the markets, especially the indices, and the indices and the dollar, which will also affect bonds and gold. Crude oil, not so much. What they do doesn't have so much to do. Crude oil is trying to make itself happy over the Iranians seem to be a little bit more conciliatory towards the OPEC about putting some kind of a cap on their production. The OPEC would like to have that capped at January's production until they can get the price stabilized and coming up and more confidence in the crude oil market. Iran wasn't really on board with that idea yesterday, but they apparently have subsequently I kind of think they've come to the realization that if they flood the market, they may be looking at selling that for $12 or $15 a barrel, and that's not very appealing to them either. So don't get caught up in all the rumors of what this one and that one and the next one may do. Trade exactly what you see on your chart. The Apex indicators will tell you more about what's happening now and what you can do to trade right now than any of this news stuff. But the times that these news numbers are released can have a significant, very, very fast effect on what happens to the market. So, for instance, you can have a perfect Apex setup, and you take that trade right 1 or 2 minutes before one of these big news releases, and the whole thing will go against you very quickly. So the news is the one thing that the indicators can't quite predict. That's up to you. You have to pay attention to. There is a news schedule that is on the Apex website, You can also get it off of forexfactory.com and just click on the day you want. You can see all the news listed out. So let's see. The questions that are coming in. When do we use the 810 versus the 312 for futures, please? Aaron put the answer right in here. Thank you, Aaron. That the 810.5 is on the IZSS and the 312.15 for the alchemy. The DX affects the U.S. indices. It's a little bit the other way around, Abdul. How the indices are responding can affect the dollar, and particularly how the interest rate sensitive, not only the 30-year long bond, but the 10-year notes, which the symbol on that is ZN. And some people in here prefer to use ZN. I personally like ZB, but that's probably just more of a habit than anything else. Anything else? I think we'll all be around waiting to see what happens. The time between 1 and 2 o'clock, I don't expect a heck of a lot of trade setups or movement because the markets are waiting to see. And sometimes these minutes, they're released to the press, or the press thinks they know what they're going to say or whatever, but they will become public at 2 o'clock. So going into the close today might be pretty interesting from about 3 to 3:45, 4-ish. So this has been my view from my world in Apex land, brought to you by Apex Investing. I'll see you all tomorrow about noon. Thanks.